In this video, I'm going to show you one of the best shortcuts that QuickBooks Desktop has, which are the dating shortcuts. If you're entering a lot of transactions into QuickBooks, you know that every transaction actually has a date associated with it. So no matter what, on every single transaction, you have to sit there and choose a date or type a date. So knowing these shortcuts is going to save you some serious data entry time, and I'm about to show you that. Hi, my name is Hector Garcia. I'm a CPA and an advanced QuickBooks Pro advisor. If you need to hire me for any special consulting or training, there's my phone number and my email in the screen. If you want to learn QuickBooks from A through Z, starting from very basic, intermediate, then to advanced, check out my course, online virtual course at quickbooksacademy.com. Use coupon code YouTube for a 10% discount. So let's get on with it. We're on QuickBooks Desktop, and all this stuff only really works well in QuickBooks Desktop. QuickBooks Online has some of these functions, but this video is 100% for QuickBooks Desktop users. So let's start by creating a transaction. And let's start with the premise that today's date is December 15th, 2021. That's actually a sample file that I'm using that always use a fixed dated sample date as today's date, and that's going to be what we're going to be based everything from. So to enter a date, we pretty much put 12/01/2018, hit tab, and it selects the date for you. Now, the problem is that takes a long time. If you press T on the keyboard, that would be the first one. You press T on the keyboard, you will always jump to today's date. So that's actually the most important starting point. You press T to start with today's date. The first shortcut is going to be plus and minus. If I hit plus on the keyboard, it goes up one date. If I hit minus, it goes down one date. I'm going to open the calendar so you can see it. I'm going to hit plus, minus, perfect. The next one you need to learn is M and H. Think of the word month, first letter M, last letter H. If I press M on the keyboard, it jumps to the first day of the month. If I press H, last day of the month. What's really cool is if I press M twice, M, 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 it pretty much keeps coming down to the first day of the month of the previous month. Same thing with H, 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 H. Notice it will keep going to the last day of the month moving forward. Now there's the word year, Y and R. So we'll press Y on the keyboard. It will take me to the first day of the year. Press Y one more time, first day of the previous year. Press R on the keyboard. It takes me to the last day of the year. Press R one more time, last day of the following year. Then there's also week, W and K. So W will take me to the first day of the week. If I keep pressing W, it will keep going down to the first day of the week. If I press K, it will keep taking me to the last day of the week of the next week moving forward. So I can use W and K to move forward first day of the week and last day of the week. Now we also have left bracket and right bracket. That's actually pretty cool. What left bracket and right bracket does is, let's say for example, I'm sitting on a Thursday and I want to go to the next Thursday of the next week. I just press right bracket and it'll take me to that. Let's say for example, I want to go to the previous Thursday of the previous week. I press left bracket and it'll take me straight to that. And I can keep pressing the left bracket like this, and it will keep taking me to the previous week, the exact same weekday. Now there's also semicolon and apostrophe. If I hit semicolon, it will take me, let me just click out of this. Let's say I'm gonna go to today's date. If I hit semicolon, it'll take me to the same day, previous month. So it will just keep hitting me on the 15th. If I hit apostrophe, it will be the same numerical date for the month on the following month. So that's T for today, M, H, Y, R, W, K, left bracket, right bracket, semicolon, and apostrophe. Now there's also some nifty dating shortcuts when it comes to actually hand typing the date. If I wanted to go to November 30th, for example, I can actually do it as short as hitting 0930 and then hitting tab. QuickBooks will fill in the rest. Now, if I have to enter the year, then I can, let's say I'm going to do December 10th, 2020. I would do 12, 10, 20, then hit tab, and it will do it for me. you can actually omit those slashes as long as you enter 01 through 09 for January through September. So it recognizes at least 4 digits and it automatically enters the current year date in it. If you don't want to use the current year date, then you have to hand key it, but you can only use, but you can still only use 2. So for example, let's do February 14th, 1999. I would do 021499, hit tab, and it will enter it for me. Now I'm going to go to the bank register to show you an example of how this will work. So I'm going to enter a couple of transactions here. So I'm going to enter 090114, tab, select the vendor. So I'm just doing a couple of transactions here at random, and then hit enter. And you will notice that once I save the transaction, it will automatically default to today's date. Now, if I'm entering historical transactions, I probably want to change the toggle. I'm going to go to Edit, Preferences, and then go to Use Last Enter Default. Under General, my preferences, use last enter default. That way, when I enter a transaction, let's say I'm doing October 1st, 2017, and I'll create a transaction here at random and hit enter, automatically the next transaction is going to give me the exact same date. So if you're entering historical transactions, you want that setting to be on because the probabilities of the next transaction that's going to have the same date or maybe a date up or down, which I can just hit plus or minus, are very high. You want to toggle that on. But then when you're done entering historical transactions, my suggestion is to switch it back to today's date. That way the user doesn't by mistake create invoices and bills that are backdated to whatever last transaction date that you used. So for real time, you really want to be using today's date, but for historical transactions, you want to use that last entered date as a default. I hope you liked this video. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, add comments below. What are the type of videos you would like for me to do? What are the type of shortcuts are you looking for? Check out my QuickBooksAcademy.com course page for an A through C QuickBooks desktop video. And I hope you learn how to work with QuickBooks faster and faster every day.